Hi, it's Sarah. Today we're going to talk about how the upcoming Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is going to affect our friends in Libra. This is a really important retrograde because it's the last of 2019. And if you haven't already, please go watch the general overview of this cycle here, link above and link below in this description box to get a general flavor of this energy. Each Mercury retrograde affects us differently depending on where it is and depending on what sign you are as well, okay? Libra likes balance, right? Big surprise. Its symbol is the scales, right? Which is also about justice, which Libra likes that too. Libra doesn't like surprises. They like a slow, steady pace so they can make plans at their own speed. And often Mercury retrograde comes along and catches them off guard, and suddenly nothing is working. And what used to be so simple, like, I don't know, booking your auto in for an oil change, is now massively complicated and just won't seem to work out. That's kind of what you can expect, or what you have had to deal with in past Mercuries. Also, suddenly every ex you've ever dated in the last 5 years shows up again, wanting to give it one more try. And you're like, really? Really? We haven't seen each other in 5 years and you're proposing. That's what Mercury retrograde brings forward. Besides the love life drama, Libra has a pretty decent time during these cycles. It's pretty normal. They're prone to losing their keys or their phone, mixing up text messages, texting their boss when they were trying to text a friend, you know, those kind of things. And it's something where Libra often is walking around trying to figure out what's going on or why they feel like they forgot something but can't quite really remember what it is. So it's not really that horrible. It's more annoying than anything. But this particular Mercury cycle is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to put the dates up right here on this slide, and you might want to add them to your calendar now. The big lesson for Libra in this retrograde is looking inwards and connecting with your spiritual side. And I can hear you going, what? Yeah, that's not normal at all. That's not normal for Mercury retrograde. Nope, it isn't. But this is where it's going to affect you. This is actually going to be a very good time for you, just a bit different. With this new energy working on you, you'll probably prefer to spend the cycle at home or alone, which is different. And because it is different, people are not going to understand what's happening to you or even what you're talking about. So that's going to make you more prone to cancel plans and stay home. You suddenly, decide that you'd rather stay home and read or research some spiritual ideas than trying to explain to your friends who could care less about it, right? And that's cool. Just be sure you text your friends about these changes and plans. And don't just text, because the text will probably get lost. Email them, maybe call them too, okay? And while you're at it, let them know that you're okay, that you're not depressed, that there's not something horrible happening in your life. You're just using this time and this energy to kind of turn inward. There is no big depression. It's just how Scorpio is pushing you. And it's pushing you to dig deep and come to terms with some of these big spiritual ideas that you've kind of been mulling over in the back of your mind for maybe 5 years or so. So you're going to be prone to soul searching as the energy helps you get ready for all the big changes coming in 2020. So this is really good stuff. This is a really nice Mercury cycle for you. It's different, but it's good. So take advantage of this cycle and do the inner work, and then you'll be making great strides in ensuring 2020 and the following decade will go smooth, right? No pressure. And did you know that this Mercury retrograde energy in Scorpio hasn't happened since October 2014. So you might want to pull out your diaries and look and see what you were doing then. What were your big worries or big issues? What were the lessons? And I'm not saying that the cycle is going to repeat where the same issues will come up. I don't think so. I think it's more about your dealing with those events, still working on healing them, maybe trying to find your way to find some meaning in them. And they'll be coming up like that, not reoccurring events. So take full advantage of this energy and do some much needed self-care also during the cycle. Lately, Libra, you've been going nonstop and you know you need some rest. So rest, relax, and enjoy the break, because you can expect to have even less time after the Mercury retrograde. Yep, your schedule is going to be very full, probably till the end of 2020. Take some time now for you and rest, okay? So all of this sounds pretty promising, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's draw a card for a bit of clarity. Today we're going to go old school with the traditional Rider-Waite deck. So let me shuffle here. This card for Libra. Let's see. That's the Page of Cups inverted. Well, And if you've been watching any of these Mercury videos, then you'll know that we're seeing lots of inverted cards. But you know, that's to be expected, right? With this retrograde cycle. So this is interesting. The right side up position of this card generally means a message or a messenger is coming, bringing you some information that you're excited to hear. Right side up, it could mean, you know, important information regarding a job or possibly moving house or even a romantic proposal. So it's really good news that you've kind of been waiting to hear. It could also signify that you need to connect with your inner child by embracing fun and having fun again. Now that's right side up. So when we see it inverted like this, it could signify that you've been overindulging, maybe spending too much money, having too much fun, shirking your responsibilities, or not, not going to work like you should, not making the car payment like you should, not committing to the things that you know that you need to commit to because you can't stay focused. And this card could also signify that instead of bringing good news, it could be bringing news that's not so good. For instance, you could find that you're falling in love with someone who does not return your feelings or may not actually be a good mate for you, or that a social event that you've been looking forward to for some time has suddenly been canceled, which is likely during Mercury. It could also represent vulnerability. It could mean that you are totally out of touch with your inner child and that you have some unresolved childhood issues that are going to be coming up. That is probably what is going to happen, especially when we look at the bigger picture. That's why I picked this time to do the shadow work course. It's a 6-week course online, and you can take it through Serenity. It's self-paced, but anyway, that's why I picked this time, because I knew that Mercury was going to be bringing up some of these issues anyway. The premise of the class is you have tools to navigate it. So if you're in this class, no worries. If you're not, why aren't you, right? So yeah, I would say use this time to address some of the things that are bothering you, or any areas of your life that are out of balance. Because just a couple of weeks, maybe a month of really sitting down and looking at what's out of balance and what needs to change, what habits need to go, or what habits you need to put into place is enough time to get back on track. It's not that bad. It's not like, the world is falling apart. You've got this, you can fix it. You just need to address it. That's all. And really get to the root of the problem. Perhaps you're overspending, or perhaps you're too picky when it comes to dating, or, there's something going on and you kind of have that problem, but maybe you haven't sat down with it and really tried to understand where it was coming from. Chances are very good it's something from childhood, which is not necessarily bad. We just have to go and find out what it is, and then you can make the decision whether or not you want to continue with this or whether you're ready to let it go. So it's not as scary as it sounds, okay? So I suspect the bad news is not going to be horrible, just probably something that's gonna, disappoint you, and maybe, because you were really looking forward to it. Take advantage of this time to work on you, to get into a better headspace, to get into a more relaxed state as well. Because, as I say, 2020 is going to be non-stop. You're going to be so busy. Don't take this as a bad sign. Don't take this card as a bad sign at all. I think that you can handle this and that you'll get through it, and that actually you're going to have a pretty easy time during Mercury retrograde. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the new videos. And thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching. Okay, Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.